Alright, welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV storyline. We have Pick Up the Pieces, level 96, given to us by Alice. We are in Tuliolal after the attack, and Alice is currently standing over, pondering one of the downed android, I guess, machine attackers. Here we go. It's clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like any automaton or magitech weapon I've ever seen. As far and wide as you've traveled, though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before. Would you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Zeralja's new powers. Alright, check out the fallen soldier. Examine it, move the camera, blah blah blah, yeah. Little cutscene while we manipulate the camera and go to the head first. It is a mixture of like maybe white metal or plastic plus maybe like titanium kind of color, and then the face shield is just bright pink. They're like pink purple, little spots of white mixed in. There's also kind of like a white diamond in the center where maybe the eyes and nose would be. The caption here says, in place of where eyes or mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of this helm. That's 1 out of 3. The chest, the core, the entire thing, okay, sure. From a distance it appears to be simple armor, but upon closer inspection its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it is made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. Internal power source, probably, but okay. And the energy rifle. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. Helpful. Cool. So, like, no, we don't have a clue really what we're up against, I guess. That scene stops, and we're kind of in a cutscene with Alice. So, what do you think? My options are it's unlike anything I've ever seen, or it looks like a person, but it's clearly mechanical. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Indeed. While it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face, not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? I explained that I did not. But it could be internal, obviously. So it probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. Oh, they don't have batteries here, do they? I tried channeling ether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Obviously they're stoppable. They're not unstoppable. Several of them were stopped. Even the material it's made of is a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? It's not metal, it's more like stone? My options here are we have in the Skydeep Cenote, or the palace is made of stone too. We have in the Skydeep Cenote. We've also seen it sorta, kind of, in, God, what expansion was that? The one where we were, like, in the sky, floating islands in the sky, island hopping, they were, like, sky pirates, and they're, like, massive floating ships that, I think that's the expansion where I got the accompaniment node, but I'm not sure. But we've seen technology like this before, similar, maybe not exactly like it, but that's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate to the Golden City. And while the soldiers are a different color, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. We look up to the ships in the sky. Indeed. They have that pulsing purple energy that runs from the bottom to the top, kind of all along the bottom and then up the sides into the top. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. I nod, of course. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. Can't mount. Stop trying. It's the fastest way. We'll get our sprint and jog back. Got my sage almost all the way up to 95. Pretty close. Just one dungeon with food. Speaking of food, figure it out for my dragoon for next time. We take the Ethernet over to Volokshunsa, which I believe is the one that's closest to the palace. The massive doors open for us. We run up. Well, not yet. Puff of Darkness, thank you for accompanying me. I will do my minion roulette. Run up some stairs, to the right, run up more stairs, turn back to the, northeast, whatever. Palico, I haven't had you in a long time. The cat with a shovel. And goggles. And leather. Whatever. We find Alice outside the doors to the... I think this would lead to the interior palace where the throne was and the fight took place. Looks like everyone is here already. Cutscene. Please be voice acted. There's so many voices to do. It feels like it won't be, but we'll see. Wait, yes it will.
Thank you for coming, everyone.
Sometimes, I can't say every time, sometimes when you hear that much, footsteps, that kind of stuff, it'll be voice acted, but not all the time. There's no pattern that I can
And
tell.
thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
I'm not saying I'm great at pattern recognition.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
I'll admit, if I had to pronounce the word assuage, it's been a long time since I've had to. I might have pronounced it assuage. I might have realized, oh wait, no, it's assuage, but I don't know. It's been a while.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy.
Kona, by the way, in case you weren't.
And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
I think the Allagans, I feel like they had technology that's extremely similar to this, but if so, I think any of the Scions and myself would have mentioned it, but I guess not. Maybe
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Misremembering.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
She looks to Cryo.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
By all means.
Sid?
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Sorry, Sid et al. Probably Sid, Nero, Wedge Biggs, Jesse. I think Jesse, right? Isn't there a female named Jesse? Alice kind of looks to me. I shrugs. I cock my head.
Greetings, everyone.
Ket and Rom. Oh, it's been I forgot he existed. Ketenram brings Y'shtola and Grahatia. I almost forgot his name, actually. I would think the ironworks, like Sid, etc., would be good too.
Raha! Y'shtola!
What the heck has Grahatia been up to? Weren't they researching something?
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest, but I gather circumstances are quite dire.
You can sleep on the boat.
All is well in the annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
I honestly completely forgot what the pressing matters might be at the Valdesian Annex.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors.
By the way, I don't remember if I did this last night, but the whole Ketenram thing and people online sharing the same confusion as me. Like, we saw what looked like him get a blade down his back from above. But apparently they just knocked him out for no reason, and now he's fine. I think some of them mentioned that. Actually, I don't know. It might change eventually. We'll see if it's explained.
Thanks to Wuglamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Valdesian Annex that brought me to Taral. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold?
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Taral nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Gulul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And
it led to another reflection.
Everyone seems stunned by her Y'shtola's thought. Same here. I wasn't thinking it.
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter.
Says Ketenram.
I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Gulul Jar Jar. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
He explains, and I get a flashback white screen. Not flashback, but like where I can see what happened to someone else at some other point. We're in that big old open cube with the technology, a younger Ketenram, a younger Gulul Jar Jar,
This black stone is remarkable.
Galuf, Valdesian.
I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here.
This is Vow of Reason, Gulul Jaja, who we have not heard, I think, ever.
Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
Glowing stones. Gallup approaches one of the walls with like the computer.
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns.
Which to me look like energy running along circuits.
They aren't Allagan, or Mahi, or Nemean. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
We got Kettenram looking around.
7 hells!
Some source of energy has...
What did you do?
...started up.
Nothing.
Yeah, no one touched anything.
An earthquake?
The chamber is these little... lots and lots of lines of purple electric spark energy. One side of one wall seems to just open up. Like just pieces of the wall pulling apart. The screen flashed white, and we see the looks of shock on everybody's faces when they see that circular portal.
None of this has ever happened before.
It looks like the portal is open, unshielded.
A void gate? Nay, this is different.
There's some more discussion. A Lalafell, female, I think, is stepping through, carrying a bundle in her arms that looks like a baby, swathed, and she's saying something, but it's not shown to me or heard by me. She seems sad, walking slowly toward the gentleman. Someone else comes through the portal. Another Lalafell seems to be yelling at the first Lalafell. But the first one just keeps walking with the baby. She gets to Galuf Baldessian's feet, looks up at him. She's been looking down at the baby the whole time. She seems to give like one last look to the baby. Holds it out to him. He's bends down a bit and takes the baby.
Baby? Now hold on. Why would you...
She doesn't say anything, just looks down. The other Lalafell comes up to her side and gives Kettenram that key that looks like kind of like
now what's this?
half of an hourglass. The top half.
What is this? Who are you?
The top half with like the glowing kind of fire inside. The bottom half just like looks like a lamp base. We hear something from inside the portal. The two Lalafell look to each other and run. They sprint back to the portal. The male makes it. The female stops just short. Energy kind of surrounding her a little bit. Just a little waves here and there. Takes one last look back at the baby. Tears fill her eyes. We see a close-up of the baby swaddled. The tears fall. She runs back into the portal, and then a door
Though it never opened again. Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void. We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact either.
Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact. That's the key. Or I thought they called it a key in a previous thing, but
As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important, so Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Charlian and raised her as his own.
Then the child was...
They all look to Kryl, one at a time. She looks down and back up, smile on her face.
The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
The three-leaf clover.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
I thought there was some kind of sickness associated with being in the wrong reflection for too long. Oh wait, was that just because they were like, their bodies were here but their soul or whatever was stolen?
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself. Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this. But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
The forces that assailed Tuliolo. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory.
Everybody turns back to Kettenron.
On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing.
Okay, so they do explain it.
Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, for my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit, you believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical army.
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections, but what of my home? What's become of it?
This is Aaronville. Asks Aaronville. He seems to be getting angry. No one has an answer for him. My options are we're going to find out, or this looks like a job for the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. It's a weird. We're going to find out.
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
Probably
You can
right.
say that again. We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Huh. Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
Once again, I ask, where the crap did Thancred and Urianger go? Why not celebrate with us?
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go.
Celebrate with us about, you know, Wuk Lamat, who they enjoyed her as a person, and also, whether they knew it or not, like, being there for the person they were going, like, walking around and exploring with. Kona, you know?
I can't say I understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do.
You really don't, actually. Well, I guess that was Zoralja's.
I have to put a stop to Zoralja and restore the people's happiness.
Maybe if you're not with us, Zoralja would.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliyolar. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Do what you must do.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome.
Cry.
As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world.
I don't think that's how your obligations
But
work.
I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too.
I think that was already guaranteed that you'd become a...
I have to see what's become of my home.
Yeah, dude.
I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
Maybe learn to fight while you're with us.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
Everybody nods. Cutscene zooms in again on Wuk Lamat as it fades to black. We talk to Wuk to complete the quest. I know what I have to do now. Pick up the pieces. Is that the answer? Oh, I missed the 30-minute mark. Okay. Anyway, pick up the pieces is complete. 1 million and a little bit more experience points. Actually, 1,075,000. That's yeah. And I'll see you soon for the next one.